et chacune le sache.
I
Le
want
pays
everyone to know this.
est tout corps
Our
avec vous.
entire country
Au
stands
nom de
with you
toute la population canadienne,
on behalf of all
j'offre
Canadians.
mes prières aux victimes,
I
à leurs
offer my
familles,
prayers to the
à
victims,
leurs amis
to
aux
their
blessés
families and friends,
et à tous ceux
to all
et
those who were
celles
injured,
dont la vie a été
and
bouleversée
to all those
à jamais
whose lives
hier.
have been forever changed.
I want to express my profound gratitude to the first responders, the RCMP officers who entered immediately that school, not knowing what awaited them, to the paramedics and medical staff at the Tumbler Ridge Health Center, to the teachers and the school staff who acted with extraordinary courage to protect the children in their care. In the darkest of moments, they showed the best of our country. I have spoken with Premier Eby to express my condolences and those of the Government of Canada. The Minister of Public Safety has been coordinating the federal response and is en route to Tumbler Ridge with the Premier and Minister Robertson. The MP, Bob Zimmer, is already there. Our officials are in close contact with their provincial and local counterparts to ensure that the community receives every support that we can provide now and in the weeks and months ahead. Mr. Speaker, we have been here before. École Polytechnique in Montreal, the Islamic Cultural Center of Quebec City, La Loche, Saskatchewan, Humboldt, Saskatchewan, Potepic, Nova Scotia. Each time, it breaks us open. Each time, Canadians show who we are. Mr. Speaker, in the days ahead, there'll be important questions to ask, difficult conversations to have. We owe that to the victims and their families. But now, it's time for grieving and remembrance. Now is for the people of Tumbler Ridge and the Peace River region, for a community that is enduring the unimaginable. Il y a quelques instants, Monsieur le Président, nous avons tenu un moment de silence pour les familles et la communauté en deuil. Pour plusieurs d'entre eux, aujourd'hui, le silence est lourd. Nous ne pourrons jamais nous réconcilier complètement avec la violence insensée qui a déchiré Tumbler Ridge hier. Mais nous pouvons trouver de réconfort les uns auprès des autres. Nous pouvons prendre soin les uns des autres. To those families who have lost loved ones, this House mourns with you. To those who are recovering from injuries, this House prays for you. To the students, the teachers, the parents, every resident of Tumbler Ridge, all of Canada stands with you. May the memories of those lost be a blessing. May this community, which has shown its resilience so many times before, once again find the strength to heal. And may this House prove worthy of what Tumbler Ridge has always been, by striving to make Canada a better, kinder, and safer place. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Prime Minister, for your eloquent words. I'm sure words that you never wanted to deliver on the floor of this chamber. As fathers, we both know the feeling of sending our kids to school, hoping that they'll play and perform, laugh and learn, but most of all, come home to us in our loving arms at night. Sure, there's the odd skinned knee or sore belly when they get back, but that's usually the worst of our concerns. Yesterday, as we were tucking our kids in, I got a terrible phone call from Bob Zimmer, the Member of Parliament, who represents Tumbler Ridge, telling me that a shooting had occurred, and though not details were not yet well known, it was going to be bad. And those details have come in. Children who should have been thinking about homework and hockey were instead thrown into terror, grief, and unbearable uncertainty. 9 lives were stolen, 25 injured, 9 families devastated, an entire community in grief. That community is the best of Canada, a community of miners and loggers, hard-working people, hardy, strong, the kind of people who fight their own battles but never hesitate to help a neighbor in need. They're the backbone of this nation. Behind every number is a name, a child, a friend, a teacher, a neighbor, a family member, each with a story. For as the rabbi said, each life is its own universe. As a father, I can only imagine the phone call or visit that brought the news, the panic, the helplessness, the heartache that followed. No parent should ever have to fear that their child will not return home from school. No parent should ever bury their own child. En tant que père, je ne peux
As a father,
qu'imaginer
I can only imagine
cet appel ou cette visite qui a
call
annoncé la nouvelle,
or visit
la panique,
to announce the news,
l'impuissance,
the panic,
la peine
the helplessness,
qui ont suivi.
the grief that
Aucun
followed.
parent devrait jamais
No
avoir
parent
crainte
should ever have to
pour la
fear
vie de son enfant à l'école.
for
Aucun
their
parent ne
child's
devrait
life at
jamais
school, and no parent
avoir à
should
pleurer
ever
la
have
perte
to bury
de leur enfant.
their own child.
To the families who've lost loved ones, there are no words that can comfort or verses that can console. All we have is the words of all members of this House that we are with you, and that in the memories you carry of your loved ones, they will live on in this world, even after they have passed into the next one. To the young people who were in that school, I've had indirect accounts shared with me, and I can't even imagine what you witnessed or the horrors that to which you have borne witness. I cannot comfort you or heal those wounds other than to say that the whole nation wraps its arms around you. To the people of Tumbler Ridge, Canadians across the land are thinking of you. The world is thinking of you. We know that in your small, tight-knit community, grief spreads across families, workplaces, churches, and friend groups, and know that all of us stand with you. To the courageous police, paramedics, firefighters, and other first responders, to the staff who risk their lives to save their kids, thank you for your incredible courage. All of us owe you a permanent debt of gratitude. To the pastors, the priests, the clergy, the medical and the mental health professionals whose daunting task now is to bind up the wounds. May God be with you in your work. And on behalf of the official opposition, as I told the Prime Minister moments ago, we will be with you, with the provincial leaders, with local government, and we will do everything we can to support this community through this hardship. We all stand together. There is no partisanship on this day. And that includes the work that we give in support of our emergency first responders who will, of course, be traumatized, but will be carrying out continued efforts on behalf of the community. And to the RCMP, we will support you in your work as you gather up the facts and complete your investigation, and in good time, at the appropriate moment, make all the facts, indeed all the facts, known to Canadians. And we commit ourselves to being present for all those who have lost so much long after the limelight is gone, but while the grief remains. And so those who suffer today, we offer you our prayers, and for all those who do pray, I ask you to share a prayer with the wonderful people of this amazing town. As the great psalm said, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for you are with me, O Lord. Thank you.
L'honorable député de
The
Belleuil-Chambly.
honourable member for Belleuil-Chambly.
Monsieur le Président,
Mr. Speaker,
toutes nos pensées sont
today,
aujourd'hui dirigées vers la
our
communauté de
thoughts are
Tumbler
with the
Ridge,
community
en
of Tumbler
Colombie-Britannique,
Ridge in
à qui
British
9
Columbia.
enfants ont été arrachés et dont
9
25 autres
children
ont
were
été
torn away
blessés.
from the community, and 25
Toutes nos
more
pensées
were
sont avec les
injured.
victimes
Our thoughts
d'une
are with
violence
the
sans nom
victims
et
of
dépourvue de
this
sens
nameless,
en pleine école
senseless
secondaire.
violence.
Vous me
Right in
permettrez
a
de
secondary
faire une
school.
exception aujourd'hui
I hope
afin
you
de
will allow me to
parler
make an exception
directement
today
aux
so that I can
familles
speak
et aux
directly
Britanno-Colombiens
to the
qui
families
n'ont pas
and
tous la
people in
chance de
BC
parler
who have
français.
not all had a chance to learn French.
In the name of the Bloc Québécois and in my own, I would like to offer my deepest condolences to the families of the 9 children whose life was taken, to the 25 families awaiting and hoping for good news about their wounded children, and to the entire community of Tumbler Ridge. Au nom du Bloc
On
Québécois,
behalf of the Bloc
et je
Québécois,
présume pouvoir
and
l'affirmer
here
au
I
nom
presume I
de
can
toute la
speak for the
nation
entire
québécoise,
Quebec nation.
j'offre mes
I
condoléances
offer
aux
my
familles de
condolences
9
to the families
victimes
of the 9
et toute
victims
notre
and
solidarité
all
à
our
celle des
solidarity
25
to the
blessés,
families of the
ainsi qu'à
25
toute
people
la
injured
communauté de
and the
Tumbler
community
Ridge.
of Tumbler Ridge as a whole.
Nous sommes de tout cœur
Our
avec
hearts
les
are
familles
with the
éprouvées,
families who have been
avec les parents
impacted,
qui vivent
with
l'ultime
the
cruauté,
parents who are living through the
l'ultime
ultimate cruelty,
injustice à laquelle
the
rien
ultimate
ne
injustice,
peut nous préparer
which nothing can
et
prepare one
qui,
for,
je le suppose, nous
and
transforme
which
à jamais
I suppose changes
celle de se
one's
faire
life
arracher
forever,
nos enfants.
having one's child
Nous sommes
torn
de
away.
tout cœur aussi avec les parents qui
Our hearts are
retiennent
also
leur
with the
souffle
parents
en
who
attendant
are
des
holding their
nouvelles
breath
de leurs
as they
enfants
wait
à
for
l'hôpital,
news about their
avec
children
ceux
from
qui
the
seront
hospital,
déchirés entre le soulagement
with those
de
who
ramener
are
un
divided
enfant vivant à la maison
between relief
et
that they
la
could bring
profonde
a living child
empathie
home
envers les
and deep
familles
empathy
qui rentreront
for the
sans
families
un des leurs.
who could not.
Avec tous les enfants de l'école
With all the
secondaire de
students
Tumbler Ridge,
at Tumbler Ridge
dont la
Secondary
vie
School,
vient de changer à jamais.
whose lives have just
Vos
been
enfants
changed
se
forever,
demanderont toujours pourquoi.
with the children who will always
Pourquoi
be
nous
asking
autres?
why,
Pourquoi eux?
why us,
Pourquoi
why
pas moi?
them and not me,
Pourquoi ici?
why here,
Pourquoi?
why.
Et qui n'obtiendront jamais
Their whys
de
will
réponse.
never get
Avec tous
an
les
answer.
citoyens qui redoutent le moment d'apprendre les
With
noms
all
des
the people
victimes,
who are waiting
sachant
in
que
dread
dans
to
une
learn the
communauté
names
d'à
of the
peine
victims, knowing that in
2400
a
âmes,
community of
ce
under
seront
2,400 people,
inévitablement des proches,
the victims will
des
inevitably
petits-enfants,
be known to them,
des voisins.
grandchildren,
des amis.
neighbors, friends,
C'est tout un village qui perd ses enfants.
an entire village.
Je tiens
Has
à
lost its
remercier les forces de l'ordre, le personnel soignant, le
would
personnel
like to
de
thank
soutien et toutes les personnes qui
the
sont
police,
déployées à Tumbler
care
Ridge
personnel,
aujourd'hui
support
auprès
workers,
des enfants et de la
And all of
population.
those who have gathered in
Merci
Tumbler Ridge
d'être
to
là
support
aujourd'hui
its people.
et merci à ceux
Thank you
qui
for being there
continueront
today.
d'être
And
là
thank you to those who will
longtemps parce qu'il le
remain
faudra,
there
bien longtemps après
long
que les
after the
drapeaux en
flags are
berne
raised
auront été relevés et que la vie aura,
and life
de
has
gré ou de force, repris
resumed
son
its
cours.
course.
Je tiens également, au nom du Bloc québécois, à
On behalf
tendre
of
la
the Bloc
main au
Québécois, I would
gouvernement.
also like to
Il
offer
peut
my hand to
compter
the
sur notre
government.
totale collaboration
It can count
s'il a
on our
besoin de
full
quoi que ce soit
cooperation
pour venir
if
en
there is
aide
anything
aux
it
personnes
needs
endeuillées.
to support those in mourning.
Aujourd'hui, le Québec n'a jamais été
Today,
aussi près de la
Quebec
Colombie-Britannique.
and British Columbia have
Tous
never
les
been closer.
Québécois qui ont un enfant à l'école
All
aujourd'hui
Quebecers who
sont
have a
avec
child at school today
la Colombie-Britannique.
are with British
Tous les
Columbia.
Québécois se rappellent aujourd'hui de
All
Polytechnique,
Quebecers today
des
are
femmes qui
remembering
nous ont été
Polytechnique
enlevées et de la
the
douleur
women who were
vive
taken
qui
from us.
persistera toujours.
and the pain which will
Tous se demandent
endure
aujourd'hui
forever.
dans quel monde on vit.
Everyone is asking today,
À l'heure
what
actuelle,
kind of a world do we live
aucun
in?
motif n'a toujours été invoqué. Mais y
Currently,
a-t-il
we have
vraiment
not learned about a
un
motive
motif à invoquer
But could there
pour
be any
prendre
motive
une arme
that would
et la
justify taking a
tourner vers
weapon
nos enfants?
and aiming it at our children?
Rien n'expliquera et encore moins ne
Nothing will
justifiera
ever explain
une telle horreur.
or justify such a horror.
En terminant, vous me permettrez, Monsieur le Président, de
If you
faire
allow it, Mr.
un peu un
Speaker, I
aparté.
will end on another note.
Nos cœurs sont avec Tumbler Ridge,
Our hearts are
mais
with
ils
Tumbler
sont
Ridge,
assez grands pour se tendre aussi
but
vers
they
une
are
autre
also
petite
big enough
communauté,
to have room for another
celle de
small community,
Kitigan-Zibi,
Kitigan
et vers la
Zibi,
nation Anishinaabe qui a elle
and
aussi
the
perdu
Anishinaabe
2
Nation,
enfants aujourd'hui.
which also lost
2
two
vies
children
enlevées
today.
par les mains de leur propre
Two
père,
children whose lives were
qui a
lost at
ensuite
the
mis fin
hands
à
of
ses
their own
jours.
father, who then proceeded to take his own.
Il nous importe de dire à nos frères et nos sœurs de
We
la
would like to
nation
say to our
Anishinaabe
brothers
qu'ils
and
ne
sisters
souffrent
in
pas
the
seuls,
Anishinaabe
que
Nation
la
that they do
nation
not suffer
québécoise
alone.
est à leur côté et j'en suis persuadé,
The Quebec nation
ce
is with
Parlement
them.
canadien aussi.
I'm sure it is the case for the Canadian Parliament as well.
Monsieur le Président, c'est une journée noire.
Mr. Speaker, today is a dark
Il en
day.
faudra du courage, de la
To
fraternité,
get through this
de la
ordeal
solidarité,
will
de la
require
bienveillance et de la
courage,
compassion pour
fellowship,
traverser cette épreuve.
solidarity and
Et
compassion
il faudra longtemps. Et il en faudra en provenance
in great
de
quantities and from all quarters.
partout. Nous nous souviendrons.
We will remember.
Merci, monsieur.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The honourable member for Vancouver Kingsway.
Mr. Speaker, we solemnly gather today in the shadow of a heartbreaking tragedy that has shaken our country. Our nation is in mourning. Notre pays
Our
est en deuil.
nation is in mourning.
Yesterday, in Tumbler Ridge, British Columbia, 9 innocent lives were senselessly taken, and 25 people were injured in a horrific mass shooting. This violence unfolded at a school, a place meant to nurture and protect our children, deepening the shock and sorrow felt by all Canadians. Loved ones have been stolen, families have been shattered, and a small community will be changed forever. In a place where everyone knows one another, where neighbors are more like extended family, a loss like this reverberates through every home, every workplace, and every gathering. To the families who are mourning, we grieve with you. We stand behind you, and we hold you in our hearts. We know that no words can possibly fill the void you are experiencing. But we hope that you can feel the embrace of a nation that stands with you in your grief today, tomorrow, and in all the difficult days ahead. Aux familles,
To the
nous
families,
partageons votre douleur,
we grieve with you,
nous vous soutenons
we
et vous
stand
sommes
behind
proches
you,
de nos cœurs.
and we hold you in our hearts.
Nous savons qu'aucun mot ne pourra combler le
We
vide
know that
que
no
vous
words
ressentez.
can possibly fill the void you are
Mais nous
experiencing.
espérons que vous pourrez sentir le
But we
soutien
hope you can feel the
d'une
embrace
nation
of a nation
qui vous accompagne aujourd'hui
that stands
Demain,
with you
et pendant tous
in
les
your
jours
grief
difficiles
today,
à venir.
tomorrow, and in all the difficult days ahead.
We remember each of the victims not as numbers in a headline, but as human beings whose lives were rich and meaningful. The light that they brought into this world and the potential they carried can never be replaced and will never be forgotten. To the injured, we send our deepest thoughts of healing and strength. To the students, friends, and teachers who suffered this assault, we are there for you. We express our profound gratitude to the educators who first faced this assault, the first responders who courageously rushed to the scene as it unfolded, and to all the healthcare workers who are caring for the injured. Your humanity and professionalism in the face of trauma remind us of the quiet heroism you display in our communities every single day. We thank the many people of Tumbler Ridge and across the region who have rushed to offer support for one another in this heartbreaking moment. In times like these, the strength of a community is truly revealed. In the face of such senseless tragedy and pain, we feel anger, confusion, and despair. We ask ourselves, how can such violence happen in our communities, in this country? These questions matter, and they deserve honest, thoughtful consideration. And there will be a time to answer them, but that time is not today. Today is a day when we cherish the victims and care for their families. Today is a day when we collectively grieve, comfort, and hold each other just a little more tightly. And today is a day when a nation comes together in solidarity and love. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The honourable member for Saanich Gulf Islands.
Merci, Monsieur le Président.
Thank you, Mr.
Et je veux
Speaker.
dire de fond de mon cœur,
And from the bottom of my
merci,
heart,
Premier Ministre,
I
pour
thank
les
the
mots
Prime Minister
sages et vraiment touchants.
for his wise
Et
and
aussi
moving
merci
words. I
à
also
notre chef
thank
de l'opposition officielle aussi
the
pour
opposition
dire les
leader
choses très difficiles à dire
for
de haute
saying
voix. It is hard
what
for
is hard to
any
say
one of
aloud.
us as parents to imagine what the community of Tumbler Ridge is going through. Merci aussi le chef du Bloc
I
Québécois
also
qui a dit
thank
les
the
choses
Bloc
très
Québécois leader
importantes, que nous sommes maintenant
who made
ensemble, unis.
the
Et
important remark that
aussi,
we are now
merci
united
au
together.
chef du Bloc Québécois aussi pour
I also thank the Bloc
remarquer sur la
leader
tragédie aujourd'hui dans la nation Anishinaabe.
Marking the tragedy that the Anishinaabe Nation is
chef
undergoing, Miigwech.
Nouveau démocrate,
And I thank
aussi
the
comme
leader
moi,
of the New Democratic
un
Party,
député de Colombie-Britannique.
who, like
There are
me,
no
is
words.
a member for BC.
And politicians will try to find words. I'll try not to. I want to send my love to our dear friend, the Member of Parliament for Prince George, Peace River, Northern Rockies. This is the kind of thing none of us want to have happen in Canada, but to have happen in a place like Tumbler Ridge, so small. Everyone knows everyone, and I know that the Member of Parliament knows everyone, and it is a time that our hearts are broken. Maintenant, nous ne sommes pas seulement une nation,
Now,
mais nous
we
sommes
are
une
not just
nation
a
fière.
nation, we are
Nous sommes
a
aussi
united
une
nation
famille. We love
and a
each other,
family.
et maintenant nos cœurs sont brisés.
And now our hearts are
I think of
broken.
Matthew 5:4 that blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. But that comfort may feel far, far away right now if you're in Tumbler Ridge. Know wherever you are that we're praying for the injured, the 12-year-old little girl fighting for her life in hospital. We will be with you this day, yes, and whether believers or not, we are all one in the human family, and we hold you all close. And if there's ever any opportunity that we can, as individual members of Parliament, do anything to alleviate the pain and the suffering and the grief of the people of Tumbler Ridge, we're with you today et toujours. Merci,
Today
Monsieur
and
le Président.
always. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chers collègues, je vous remercie
Colleagues,
du fond du cœur
thank
de
you
vos
from the
belles
bottom of my
expressions de
heart
soutien et amour pour la
for your
communauté
beautiful
de Tumbler
expressions of
Ridge.
support and love for the community of Tumbler
Aujourd'hui,
Ridge.
dans cette chambre, nous
Today,
sommes unis dans
in
notre
this
choc,
house, we are united
dans
in our
notre
shock
tristesse et
in
dans
our
nos
sorrow,
pensées pour la communauté de Tumbler Ridge
and in our
et les
thoughts
familles
for
et
the
amis
people of
touchés
Tumbler
par cette
Ridge and the
violence
families and friends
tragique.
who were impacted
In
by
this
this tragic
House, where we
violence.
speak on behalf of all Canadians, we struggle to find the right words, because there are none. Nothing we say here today can change the events of yesterday. We can only hope that our words will, in some small way, lessen the burden of sorrow of those who have lost their loved ones. Leur vie, ainsi que celle de la communauté de
Their
Tumbler
lives
Ridge,
and the lives
ont été
of
bouleversées
all
à
those in
jamais.
Tumbler Ridge
En
have
tant que
been
députés, nous comprenons ce
forever.
que signifie le
As
mot
members of
communauté.
Parliament, we understand what
Nous voyons de
community
nos propres
means.
yeux à quel point les communautés
With
peuvent
our own
être
eyes,
puissantes
we have seen
face à la tragédie.
Powerful communities
Et
can be in the face
aujourd'hui,
of tragedy.
comme vos paroles ici le démontrent,
And
le
today,
Canada est
as
uni
your
en une
words
seule
have
et même
expressed,
communauté
Canada
puissante
is
pour soutenir
united
Tumbler Ridge.
into one community in support of the people of
We
Tumbler Ridge.
recognize the bravery of the first responders who answered the call within minutes and acted with courage and compassion. We recognize the resilience of communities to come together in support and empathy. We recognize the quiet heroes who respond to their neighbors and friends with kindness, caring, and strength this day and in the long days to come. For the people of Tumbler Ridge, we in this House are united and stand with you. Together in this House, we hold you in our hearts, and we will walk with you on your long journey of grief. Enfin, j'aimerais attirer l'attention des
Finally,
députés sur le livre de condoléances
I
qui
would
se
like to
trouve dans
draw
notre
members'
chambre,
attention to the condolence
juste à
book,
l'extérieur des portes.
which can be found
Je
just
vous
outside the
invite à
doors of
prendre
the
un
House.
moment pour
I would
envoyer un
invite you to
message
take a
aux
moment
familles
to
touchées
send
par
a
cette
message
tragédie
to the
à
families
Tumbler
impacted
Ridge.
by the tragedy in Tumbler
Le
Ridge.
livre, il restera jusqu'à
The
mardi
book of
prochain, le
condolences will
17
remain
février,
until Tuesday,
le dernier
February
jour où le
17th,
drapeau sera en berne.
which is also the
Puis
last
il
day
sera
when
remis à la
flags will be flown
communauté
at
par le
half-mast.
député de Prince
It will
George,
then be
Peace River, Northern
brought to the
Rockies.
community by the member for Prince
Lastly,
George, Peace River,
we
Northern
leave the
Rockies.
chamber today. As we leave the chamber today, let us commit to compassion for all those affected by the tragedy, to fellowship with all those whose hearts ache, and to support the families, friends, and community that suffer in this dark moment. Merci beaucoup. Thank you. It being 2:36, pursuant to order made earlier today, this House stands adjourned until tomorrow at 10 a.m., pursuant to Standing Order 24-1.